Hi, I'm Kara from Los Angeles. Please like and subscribe. I lived with my single mom who worked as a stylist to A-list celebrities. Her work fascinated me, and I always dreamt of walking in her footsteps. So, when I turned 17, I started assisting her on her movie sets. That's where I met Jake for the first time. He worked as a set builder, and though we never spoke, I always thought he was kind of cute. One day I was a bit early on the set when I saw him struggling with the set backdrop. Oh, there you go.
Thanks, I was sure I was going to fall today. I'm Jake, by the way.
I'm Kara. We got talking, and it turns out he was really sweet. We started hanging out a lot at the set and started dating. Soon it was time for college, and as luck would have it, Jake and I got into a college in the same city and decided to move in together. Mom didn't take the news too well, but I was adamant, so she gave in. Things were fine for a while, but soon our relationship started crumbling. It started with small things like Jake not paying the rent or staying out till late. He wanted me to ask Mom to invest in his business idea.
I'm sure she'll have no problem pitching in to secure daughter's future. Don't you want me to progress in life?
Of course I do. Nothing would make me happier. I still wasn't sure if Mom would agree, but I had to give it a shot for Jake. So a week later, I called her up and she told me that she was in the hospital. She was feeling much better, but I had to go see her. So I rushed back home only to find Jake and my car gone. I tried calling him, but he didn't answer. And just as I was giving up hope, he came home looking like a wreck and my car was missing. What happened? Where's my car?
The car is gone. I got into a bad accident, babe.
Gone? What do you mean gone? My mom's not well, and I had to go see her. What am I supposed to do now?
I'm telling you, I got into an accident, but all you care about is your car and your mom. You're unbelievable.
I didn't, but Jake slammed the door in my face. I felt so bad about the whole thing, so I decided to make up for it by selling my mom's vintage Rolex watch to get money for Jake's business. It broke my heart to part with it, but I had to do it for Jake. Mom was discharged soon after, but she was still mad at me for not showing up. I thought after Jake got the money, he'd be happy. But instead, he got more distant. He was always on his phone or traveling, and if I asked him, he simply shrugged and said it was for business. But then, one day, when he was gone, I checked his bank statements and saw a transfer of $500,000 in his account.
What are you doing?
What the heck is this, Jake? Where did you get the money?
I wanted to tell you sooner, but I got so caught up. I won the lottery. Isn't that amazing?
A lottery? When? How?
You gave me the money, I bought the tickets, I won the money, blah, blah, blah. Long story short, I'm rich now.
My heart dropped to my butt. I sold my watch to get money for a lottery tickets. How could you be so insensitive? You should have asked me.
Oh, and why should I do that? Did I ask you to sell your junk? No, right? And will you? Please stop overreacting. I won, didn't I?
What? You're more stupid than I thought if you think money is everything in life.
I don't care. And listen, I'm tired of dating your broke butt anyway. I thought maybe your mom would help me pay my bills and I could finally live a good life. But we all know how that went, so I'm off. And here's a little cash to keep you afloat. And don't call me.
Jake packed up his stuff and moved out, leaving me in total shock. I couldn't believe I could fall for someone like him. I wanted to call Mom and tell her everything, but that would only stress her out more, so I decided against it. The next few weeks were a blur. I was still trying to wrap my head around the way Jake had treated me, and I felt like a total idiot. And one day while walking back from college, I was so lost I didn't realize I'd stepped right into heavy traffic. Before I could process it, I felt an arm pull me back onto the sidewalk.
Hey, watch where you're going! Are you trying to get yourself killed?
I looked up and saw the most gorgeous guy was towering above me like an angel. Oh my God, I'm so sorry. Thank you.
Must have been thinking real hard for you to be so distracted.
Yeah, something like that. Please let me repay you.
Maybe some other time. I have a feeling I'll see you again. I'm just glad you're okay.
The stranger left and I went on my way, but I couldn't stop thinking about how he looked oddly familiar. The next day, I decided to break myself out of my slump and focus on my studies. When I arrived at class, I found out that we were assigned partners for a project, and my partner was the same guy who'd saved me.
Well, this must be fate. Who would have thought we'd meet up again so soon?
Wow, I had no idea we were in the same class.
Well, now you do. I'm Noah.
Noah and I hit it off immediately. He was funny, charismatic, and he always made me feel at ease. We were great together, and one day, when he asked me out for a coffee date, I agreed. But just as I reached the cafe, I heard him talking on the phone with someone.
You don't have to worry, I'll arrange the money for Mom's operation. I'm working on it as we speak.
As soon as he saw me, he stopped and smiled.
Hey, you're early. What happened? Why are you looking at me like that?
Yeah, I'm sorry.
No problem, let's go, shall we?
Noah kept saying something, but my mind was spinning in all directions. Could it be that he was lying to me for money too? But why would he do that?
So I heard your mom's a stylist in LA?
Huh? How do you know that?
Everyone in college does. She's famous. You must be well off.
It was almost as if an alarm went off in my mind as I got up. Noah, this was great. I need to leave.
But your coffee?
Some other time, maybe. I turned around and ran as fast as I could, far away from Noah. My relationship with Jake had been a disaster, and I had no plans of repeating the same mistake. After that day, I avoided Noah at all costs, even though he tried talking to me a million times. He would slip sweet notes in my locker, wait for me in the cafeteria, and help me with the project. But I just didn't want to talk to him. And then one day he caught up with me.
Okay, I swear I'm not a stalker, but it's really annoying me how you left the other day. I need an explanation. You owe me one.
I don't owe you anything.
Okay, relax. I've clearly touched a wrong nerve, but I can't sleep in peace till you tell me what's wrong.
Why do you even care?
Because I like you. There, I said it. I've liked you since I saw you in class the first day, but you were always so quiet doing your own thing. Never got the chance to talk to you.
I stared at Noah, and his kind eyes told me he was telling the truth. Suddenly, I broke down in tears and told him everything about Jake.
That's horrible. I understand where you're coming from, but you can't judge everyone on the same level. I need money, but I would never make a fool out of anyone. Least of all you.
I know, but it's difficult for me to move on. I don't know if I can ever fall in love again. Noah looked disappointed, but I just wasn't in a place where I could trust anyone again. We decided to stay friends, but the more time I spent around him, the more I fell for him. Maybe he was different, and I was thinking too much. One day, Noah told me about a massive party in a mansion outside the city. The entire class was invited, and we were all excited. I even bought myself a cute outfit. But when Noah came to pick me up, I was blown. You clean up nice.
I still look like a shabby rat compared to you.
The party was a blast, and Noah and I were having a great time. Then he left to get us some drinks, and seconds later, someone tapped on my shoulders. I froze when I saw Jake grinning at me.
Fancy seeing you here.
What are you doing here?
Do you own this place? No? Thought so.
I don't have time for this. Leave me alone. Just then, Noah approached me with our drinks.
Sorry, the line was insane. Everything okay?
Yeah, I need to leave. I'll see you in class tomorrow.
Don't crush his heart like that, Kara. Trust me, dude, she does that a lot, my little heartbreaker.
Something snapped in me, and I slapped Jake square in the face. Don't touch me. You are a horrible person, Jake. Stay away from me. I mean it. For days after that, I couldn't find the strength to go to my classes. Noah called me, but I told him I wasn't feeling well and asked him to give me some space. Thankfully, he respected that. A week later, I finally managed to get off my butt and get ready for class. When the doorbell rang, I was shocked to find Mom standing outside. Mom!
I got a call from your college saying that you're not showing up. What's wrong, baby?
I hugged Mom tight and started sobbing like a crazy person. As she sat me down, I told her everything about Jake and Noah. Jake broke my heart, and now I don't think I can trust anyone again. I'm so sorry, Mom.
Oh, sweetie, don't be sorry. Jake never deserved you, but that doesn't mean you should stop believing in love. Listen to your heart and follow it.
Mom stayed the night and talked me out of my slump. I was finally feeling better and decided to go to class. But just as I stepped in, someone blocked my way. Jake, are you stalking me?
If that's what it takes for you to hear me out, then yes. I'm sorry I was a jerk and what I did with you was wrong. Just please hear me out, okay? For old time's sake.
Jake told me he ended up gambling all his money and was left with nothing. He'd even failed his classes and was on the verge of getting kicked out.
I know you told me to be more careful and I was a fool not to listen to you, but Kara, I need money. I'm struggling.
Haha, Sounds like a you problem to me. And how dare you walk up to my face asking for money after betraying me like that?
Think about it, Kara. You know I'm a smart kid. You really don't want to mess with me.
Do what you feel like. But before I could move, he grabbed my arm. Hey, what's wrong with you? Let me go! Next thing I know, I saw Noah burst onto the scene where he grabbed onto Noah's arm and shoved him away.
She said to let her go.
You again? This is between me and her.
I got this. Noah, listen to me very carefully, Jake. If you don't leave now, I will have your butt kicked off campus and put a case of stalking on you. And you know my mom, right? She knows people. People who can put you in jail for a long, long time. You get where this is going?
But we're supposed to be together. We have history.
Exactly, your history. And you know how history bores me. Now leave before I make your life miserable. And with that, his face turned red and he immediately stormed off.
Well, that was intense.
Sorry you had to get involved in my mess again.
What can I say? I'm a mess-up cleaner.
No, Noah, I should have been more careful of your feelings. I let my past define my present, and I shouldn't have done that. I know.
I don't care about your past, but I do want to see myself in your future. You think you can maybe give me a chance? I swear I won't spend money on lottery tickets.
Haha, very funny.
Hello, I'm Laura from Denmark. Please like and subscribe. I don't remember much of my dad, but Mom always told me he was a horrible person. Apparently, when I was just a year old, he said one day he was going to buy milk, and he never came back. And since then, Mom really had issues trusting people. Like, once when I was 4, Mom and I were in the elevator at a shopping mall, and there was a nice lady who kept smiling at me, and Mom freaked out.
Why are you staring at my daughter?
Because she's so adorable.
Keep your eyes to yourself, lady.
Mommy, she didn't do anything.
You can't trust anyone these days. What if she wants to snatch you away?
Although Mom was kind of boring and strict, she tried her best to give me a good life. She worked as a banker, and we lived in the same apartment building as my favorite Aunt Lily. Since Mom worked long hours, I'd stay with my aunt, who only worked night shifts at a restaurant. Aunt Lily and I looked a lot alike with our blonde hair and blue eyes, and she adored me. I loved her too, because she was so much fun. But her daughter Emma, who was my age, didn't seem to like me much. Maybe it was because I had better grades or was more athletic than her. Or maybe she hated that Aunt gave me so much attention. Once in first grade, our moms took us to a Mother's Day function in the neighborhood. There were so many fun activities, like the mother-daughter sack race, but Mom complained that her leg was sore. So my aunt took turns racing with me and Emma. Emma was so slow, but I ended up winning the race with Aunt. When we received a gold medal for winning, Emma went ballistic and pulled it right off my neck.
This is mine because she's my mom.
No, it's not. I won the race. We both started fighting like crazy over the medal, and our moms had to separate us. It was an ongoing battle between me and my cousin, and she could be really evil when she got jealous. Like once in 4th grade, we were on our way to the hairdresser with Aunt, when some lady stopped her and asked if I was her daughter. Emma looked at me angrily, and then tripped me when I wasn't looking. At the salon, the hairdresser went to get her tools, and Aunt left us for a moment to go to the shop next door. Suddenly, Emma crept up from behind me and chopped off my long ponytail.
Now you look like a silly boy.
Emma, why would you do this?
Because my mom is my mom and you need to stay away from her.
I pounced on her and pinned her down, and then I chopped off her hair too. There, now we're even. When my aunt and the hairdresser returned, they were shocked, and Aunt was scared to face my mom since Mom always called her irresponsible.
Gosh! Lily, I can never trust you to do anything right. All I wanted was for her to have a fringe. This is a disaster.
It's okay, Mom. It'll grow back.
I'm so sorry, I didn't mean for this to happen.
Mom refused to hear my aunt out, and she left looking upset. Why did Mom always have to be so uptight? Aunt Lily understood me better than my mom. We liked the same jokes, movies, and many other things. And sometimes I wish that Emma had my mom and I had hers. Like once in 8th grade, I wanted to go to my classmates' party, but Mom flatly refused.
I don't know this girl or her family. How do I know what kind of people they are, and why is this party so late at night? No, you're not going.
But Aunt Lily spoke up for me.
Come on, she's a good kid. You can't lock her up forever, you know. Let her go have some fun.
Okay, but if anything bad happens, it's your fault.
I was having an amazing time at the party until someone suddenly fell from the balcony. Luckily, the person ended up on the trampoline. But as she stood up, I saw to my horror that it was Mom. To make things worse, she got off the trampoline, lost her balance, and crashed straight into a food table.
OMG, who are you? You lunatic! I'm going to call the cops on you for breaking into my house.
Do I look like some criminal? You foolish girl! I'm Laura's mom. Oh, there you are, sweetie.
Mom, what are you doing here?
I was just checking if you were safe.
I was the laughing stock of my school after that, and Emma enjoyed every moment of it. When we were in 10th grade, I started noticing that Emma never went straight home after school. So one day I decided to follow her. She went to the park and sat on a bench, and sometime later, a man wearing a cap turned up and sat next to her. What on earth was she up to? This guy looked really shady and I had to do something. Emma!
Laura, what are you doing here?
I was just passing by and I saw you. What are you doing?
Oh, please, Laura. You can't tell my mom about this.
And then she revealed something shocking. The man was her father. I'd never met him before, but I knew Aunt hated him. Emma, your mom will be pissed if she finds out.
I know. That's why you can't tell her.
I tried to stay out of it, but I couldn't help noticing that Emma was acting weirder by the day. She was often sneaking out of classes and missing school. And one day, when her bag was slightly open, I saw that she had a lot of food and some money inside. It looked like she was stealing from Aunt for her dad. I couldn't keep the secret anymore, so I ended up telling Mom.
Oh no, that's bad news. He's not a very nice person.
What do you mean?
He has a gambling problem. That's why Lily kicked him out. I must tell her about this.
Not just yet. Maybe I can stop her from seeing her dad. I'll talk to her. My cousin was stubborn, and I knew she wasn't going to listen to me. So the next day after school, I decided to get to the park before Emma, and luckily, her dad was already there. Listen, mister, I want you to leave Emma alone.
And who are you to tell me what to do?
I'm her family, and you have to stay away from her.
Sorry, no can do. She's my daughter, and if you try standing in my way, I'll come after you and your mother. I can make your lives miserable.
He looked really threatening, but I bravely stood my ground and told him I'd report him to the police. He looked at me furiously before he walked off. When I told Mom about what happened, she freaked out and insisted that we tell Aunt. But when we went to see Aunt Lily, we found her crying with a letter in her hand.
Emma is gone.
What do you mean gone? Emma had written in her letter that she was going to live with her dad because she felt that my aunt loved me more. I was speechless because I didn't know that her jealousy towards me affected her so much. We went out searching for her and had no luck for weeks. One day, I went over to cheer up Aunt Lily, but to my shock, she told me not to visit her anymore. But why?
You knew all this time that she was seeing her father, but you didn't tell me, and now I've lost my only child. Please just go away.
It broke my heart that Aunt hated me now, but I had to give her some space. Months later, I came home from school one day and found a hair clip in the elevator that I knew belonged to my aunt. I decided to slip it under her door, but when I reached her floor, I saw Aunt in the corridor being robbed by a masked man. He pulled Aunt's bag and started running away, but I chased him and knocked him down. And when I pulled his mask off, I saw that it was Emma.
Well done. You just saved your favorite aunt. Where would she be without you?
Emma, I've been looking for you everywhere. Look, if you want money, I'll just give it to you. But please just stay.
Why should I? You already have your perfect daughter, and my dad loves me like you love her.
She grabbed a handful of cash from Aunt's bag, threw it at her, and fled. Aunt and I just stood there in shock, and then she turned to me.
This is all your fault.
What, Aunt, can you please? But she walked off and slammed her door shut, and after a few weeks, she moved out for good without even telling us where. I was devastated, but Mom didn't seem to care.
Good riddance. I always felt she was a bad influence on you, and clearly she's a bad mother. She just had one child to raise, and she couldn't even do that.
No, Mom. She raised two, and she's amazing and understanding, and sometimes I wished she was my mom instead of you. I regretted my words instantly. but I couldn't take them back now, even though I apologized to Mom later. Our relationship was more awkward than ever. After completing school, I started college and found a part-time assistance job at a company so I could move out of my house. One morning, as I was getting coffee, I saw Emma dressed in ragged clothes walking across the road, and I went after her. Emma! She looked shocked at first, and then to my surprise, she hugged me.
Oh, I'm so glad to see you, Laura.
What happened to you?
Soon after I started living with Dad, he stopped caring about me. I even dropped out of school because he wouldn't pay for it.
Because I had to rush off to work. I gave her my address and the keys to my apartment and asked her to wait for me there. But when I got back home, all my things were gone. She had stolen everything from me, even some furniture and all my electronics. Since I hardly had anything at home, I decided to stay at Mom's for a few days.
I'm so glad to see you. You hardly even call.
I know, Mom. I get busy sometimes. I need to sleep over.
Sure, that would be lovely.
She cooked my favorite pasta, and I actually found myself enjoying my time with Mom. Somehow, she just seemed lighter.
With you all grown up, I figured I didn't need to work so hard all the time. I joined a women's group, and we do so many fun things together, so I've learned so much. Talking to my new friends, I realized something. I've never made it clear enough that I think you're an amazing kid, Laura. I'm proud of you.
It felt good to hear Mom say that. I think you're a pretty good mom too, and I'm sorry if I ever made you feel otherwise. I then told her about what happened with Emma, and she immediately called Aunt Lily. When Aunt Lily came over, I took her to the street where I'd met Emma, and when we got there, I saw her again. But this time, she was dressed in nice clothes and was walking into a fancy restaurant. Gosh, she stole all my stuff and bought herself new clothes.
I'm sorry about what she did, but I have to see her.
When we walked up to her table, Emma looked shocked.
Emma, please don't go. Let's talk.
There's nothing to talk about. Can you guys please leave? I have a meeting with someone.
Oh, who do you have a meeting with? Another thief. What did you do with my stuff? Which?
Haha, why were you so stupid to give me your keys? I sold your stuff and my dad has the money. So too bad.
You had a good family, and you threw it all away to become a criminal.
You people are not my family. My dad is, and I'm not a criminal. Just street smart.
Aunt tried her best to talk some sense into her, but she refused to listen. But just as Aunt and I were leaving, suddenly a rich-looking woman barged into the restaurant with cops and pointed straight at Emma.
There she is. She came to work for me as a secretary for 1 week and stole thousands of dollars. I have proof. Arrest her.
Aunt and I were horrified as the cops took Emma away, and we followed her to the police station. Emma tried to call her dad, but he wouldn't pick the cop. The cops looked for him, and it seems like he'd just vanished. They realized he was the real criminal, and Emma was only his accomplice. But she was still given 6 months in prison. Aunt visited her every day, and one day, she came to see me too.
I'm sorry I blamed you all these years for Emma. It was wrong of me to place such a burden on you.
It's okay, Aunt Lily. It's all in the past. After she got out, Emma went back to living with Aunt. I heard she'd started school again, and I was glad for her. Months later, I was sitting in my half-furnished apartment. The bell rang, and I found Emma outside.
I have a surprise for you.
When she took me outside, there was a truck full of all the stuff she stole from me. Wow, how did you manage to get it all back?
Mom helped me get a part-time job, and I saved up for this. It was the least I could do for you. I'm really sorry that I was always jealous of you. Laura and I took advantage of you when you were just trying to help me. I'll be better, I promise.
I think you already are. Now help me get this stuff into my apartment. Hi, my name is Ada, and I'm from New York. Please like and subscribe. Me and my twin sister Gia were born to 2 very chaotic parents who fought like Tom and Jerry all the time. And on the very day we were born, they picked up a twin each and decided to make us the best version of themselves.
Ada is hungry. She needs milk.
Oh, since you chose her, why don't you feed her from your nipples?
Yep, Dad picked me, and growing up, he taught me the Turkish language because he was from Turkey, and Gia was Mom's favorite, so Mom taught her Italian because she was from Italy. Although we spoke English at home, that whole language thing kinda became the reason for all the chaos and misunderstandings in the family. Because of Mom and Dad's fights, I could never get close to Mom, and I hated that. So once, when I was 8, I decided to make a card for Mom for the new year and asked Gia for help. When Mom saw it, she went ballistic. Say una mucha grasa.
God, you're so rude, Ada. Just like your jerk dad, I always knew I made the right choice by picking Gia.
I was furious that Witch made me do this. I ran to Gia and pulled her by her hair. Why did you do that to me?
Because Dad loves you more than me, and I hate it.
So what? Mom loves you more than me? Just then, Mom came and separated us and said something to Gia in Italian. What did you say?
Not your freaking business. Go to your daddy and hug him.
But Gia glared at me and spit at my face. And another fight broke out. She beat me to it and I got a black eye. But I was so gonna get back at her. The funny thing was about us. Gia and I were identical twins. We both looked so much alike that even our parents couldn't tell us apart. And I was gonna use that against her. The next day, I went to school and punched a kid straight in the face. I rule the school. No one dares mess with me. Remember my name? It's Gia. That would land Gia in detention for sure. But my plan kind of backfired when both Mom and Dad were called to the principal's office. And when they couldn't figure out who it was between us, they started blaming each other for it in front of the principal.
Sei stupido.
Yeah, whatever. Same to you. Back at you.
Che animale così stupido.
The principal let us off without any punishment because she just wanted to get my parents out of her office. But it's not like they ever stopped. On Thanksgiving dinner, Mom served pizza and Dad went ballistic.
Where's the freaking turkey? Who even makes pizza on Thanksgiving, you stupid woman?
Turkey, turkey. Go ask your mother to make you a turkey.
And saying that, Mom threw a plate at Dad, which he avoided. But then Dad grabbed the ketchup bottle and pointed it at Mom.
Don't you dare. This is a designer top.
Watch me.
And he squeezed out all of the ketchup onto Mom's top. Mom shrieked. And soon our dinner table turned into a war zone. Gia and I felt terrible. Mom and Dad didn't even care about any happy occasion or us anymore. They just fought all the time. Then one day in the 7th grade, when Gia and I got back home after school, Mom and Dad finally dropped the bomb on us.
We are getting a divorce. Ada is going to live with her dad in Turkey, and Gia is going to live with me in Italy.
What? No way. You can't do that.
No, Mom. No, Dad. I can't live without you guys. I want all of us together. Please don't do this.
But they didn't listen to us and said it was final. Later that night, I went to talk to Gia in her room. I thought she might not listen to me, but she hugged me as soon as she saw me.
Oh, Ada, I'm so glad you're here. Even though we fight all the time, I can't live without you and Dad. Sis, we have to do something.
What can we do? Our parents just hate us. They're selfish and only think about themselves.
Then let's just run away. They'll get busy looking for us, and then they'll forget all about this stupid divorce thing. They'll understand how much we need them.
I won't let this happen. I won't let them ruin our lives. We have to stay together no matter what. But Mom and Dad had already filed for the divorce, and within a week, they even signed the final papers. But then I had a brilliant idea. I could switch places with Gia and go with Mom to Italy. We would tell them about the swap after 6 months, and when they'd meet again to exchange us, maybe they'd be less angry and realize that they still loved each other. Yes, this was perfect. I immediately told Gia about it, and she happily agreed. Soon after, Mom and I flew off to Italy, and there, Mom had a huge place of her own. As soon as we got there, a maid came running and grabbed all our luggage.
Benvenuta, signorina.
And that's when it hit me. I could not understand a word of Italian, and this reminded me of Gia. She was also stuck in Turkey and didn't know a word of Turkish. God knows what kind of trouble she was going through.
Mahaba birkaç erkek alabilir miyim?
What are you saying, kid? Are you out of your mind?
Soon after, Mom enrolled me in school, and my first day was a complete mess. The teacher asked me to introduce myself, and I said, "Ciao, mi chiamo Gia siete tutti brutti." Everyone gasped and looked at me like I'd cursed them. All I said was they were nice, but for some reason, none of them would talk to me now. The next day, during lunchtime, pizza was being served in the cafeteria. But I noticed there wasn't enough cheese on top. "Can I get more cheese on this?" The server stared at me, like I had asked for her kidney. And dude, this was a clear mistake. Asking for more cheese in Italy is considered super rude, but I didn't know that. "Cheese vaca grassa?" The lady glared at me and jumped over the food counter to attack me. She chased me for a mile around the school until the principal caught us both. She sternly told me off for being rude and said she was gonna call my mom later. And I felt like a terrible kid. Mom was already dealing with the divorce, and now I was adding more to her troubles. I thought I'd apologize to her as soon as I got home. But what I saw next shocked me. Mom was having a pool party with her friends, and they were all having the time of their lives. What the crap? Mom, what's going on here?
Oh, honey, I'm having so much fun. You should join us. If I knew life without your father would be so amazing, I'd have divorced him before the wedding. I feel like I'm 20 again.
What? I thought she'd be missing Dad and me, but she was having a blast. This was so weird and not what I expected. I quickly went to my room and called Gia to tell her how Mom was going completely crazy. But what she told me shocked me even more. Dad was gonna get engaged within a week. This was insane. We had to get Mom and Dad back together soon, by any means possible. The next day, I was all set to break the news to Mom, but what I saw almost gave me a heart attack. She introduced me to a not-so-handsome man as her boyfriend.
Ciao, sono Roberto, signorina.
And before I could even say anything, they put me in a car and took me shopping with them. But I had to do something to get rid of all this Italian pasta. Sauce at all costs. When Mom went inside the changing room, I told him to leave her alone. Voglio che tu ami mia madre. Suddenly he had tears in his eyes and he hugged me. What was wrong? Then he took a ring from his pocket and proposed to my mom in the most romantic way possible.
Vuoi essere mia?
Mom looked awestruck. And then she said the words that I dreaded the most.
Sì, lo farò.
OMG, what the heck was happening? Our plan was literally falling apart. The next day, I stormed off to school in anger, but in the school corridor, a guy pulled my hand and started flirting with me.
Hi, beautiful. Want to go and get some cheese with me? I'll open factories for you.
Ew, it was so gross. And I was so done with kids making fun of me for not knowing the language. I knew a little Italian by now, so I told him to leave me alone. But he didn't, so I slapped him hard. He left, and he went to tell the principal some lies that I forced him to kiss me. An hour later, Mom barged into the principal's office, and she looked raging mad.
Your kid has been misbehaving with our staff and been doing inappropriate things to boys.
Mom, I didn't.
Oh, I know my daughter very well. It's the school that's stupid, and I'm putting her into a better one. We are done here.
Oh my God, she was so unpredictable. While driving me back home, I thought Mom would scold me, but instead she said something that completely shocked me.
It's okay, honey. If you're ever in a place where you're unhappy, then you can always move away, just like I did. Ada.
What? Did she just call me by my real name? Mom, you know?
Of course I know. You're my child.
Really?
Well, no. This morning after you left for school, I went to your room, and I saw your pink-colored undies, which Gia hates. But why did you do this, honey? Imagine everything Gia has been going through there. She doesn't even know the language.
We want you guys to get back together. But Mom didn't say a word to that. And as soon as we reached home, she called Dad and told him everything. But Dad, like always, wouldn't believe her.
I'm not going to fall for your pranks, woman. Do you think I'm a fool? Of course I know it's my daughter. It's Ada.
But minutes later, he called her back saying he knew from the beginning it wasn't me. Mom immediately got on a plane with me. When we landed at the airport, I saw Gia and Dad waiting for us outside. I ran towards her, and she hugged me as soon as she saw me. I missed you so much, sister. Minutes later, Mom asked Gia to follow her, and Dad asked me to come with him. But I had to try one last time. Enough, you guys. We are not going anywhere. We want to live together like a family. Please, can't you do this for us?
Yes, I want to live with Ira and Mom, not like this, where I feel so empty and alone and unloved. I want to be happy.
Mom and Dad looked at us in complete surprise.
Oh, honey, why would you ever think you're alone? No matter what happens between me and Mom, nothing could ever change the fact that we're your parents, and we love you so much. You'll always have both of us.
Then why can't we all live together?
Because that won't make any of us happy. We wanted to raise you in a happy home with great memories, but living together, we could never give you any of that. And now look at us. We are happy, and we can give you the best of the world only if you choose to accept it.
Suddenly, I had tears in my eyes. Maybe Mom was right. She looked a lot happier and healthier than she ever used to be with Dad. And Dad, he looked like he was gonna explode with joy. And now, the only people fighting against this happiness was me and Gia. This had to stop. I looked at her, and she looked at me, and we knew what the right thing to do was. We agreed to Mom and Dad's plan, but we decided we weren't going to sacrifice our happiness either. So Gia and I decided to live with Mom, and both of us moved back to Italy with her. But we often visited Dad and his new family, and we were the happiest.
Hi, friends. My name is Anna, and I'm from LA. Before I tell you my story, please like and subscribe. I used to live in a tiny apartment with my dad, but he wanted to give me everything in the world.
Sweetheart, I promise you I'll give you the world. You'll have everything that I didn't have in my childhood. I will make you so happy.
But Daddy, I am so happy. See, Dad fulfilled his promise and worked hard. He became one of the most successful businessmen in the country, and I couldn't be prouder. Dad loved spoiling me. He'd get me all the latest gadgets, collectible Barbies, and I even had a theme park inside our mansion. I had everything and lived the life of a princess. But there was just one thing missing. My mom. Ever since I was a little girl, I was so curious about my mom, and whenever I'd ask him about her, he'd tell me how it was her loss that she left us. On my 5th birthday, Dad threw us the most lavish party ever. He went totally overboard and had ponies and even hot air balloons. I was having a wonderful time with my friends, but when I was in the jumping castle, a kid was being super pesky and kept bumping into others. When he pushed me, I pushed him back, and he ended up falling out of the jumping castle in an instant. His mom came running and hugged him so tight.
Oh my God, my dear, are you hurt?
She then glared at me and said,
If your mom hadn't left you, maybe she could have taught you some manners.
I felt so crushed. Even though it was that kid's fault, and he wasn't hurt bad, his mom was so worried she lovingly swept him into her arms and left. It was at that moment I realized that leaving me was not my mom's loss, but mine. And then I ended up throwing the worst tantrum ever. When Dad brought my giant cake out, I kicked the table. I don't want this. I want my mommy. Daddy, give me my mommy. Everyone was stunned to see me acting out, and then the party was over. Later, when Dad came to tuck me into bed, he gave me a gift.
I wanted to give you this when you were older, but I know you need it now.
It was a locket with a picture of my mom. It was the first time I was seeing her picture, and it made me so happy. Every night, I kissed her picture and vowed to find her someday. Mommy, one day when I grow up, I promise I'll find you, and I'll be so good you'll love me. One time I was at school, and we were going for swimming lessons. The teacher asked everyone to remove any watches and jewelry we were wearing, but I just couldn't remove Mom's locket. Teacher, can I keep my locket on, please?
Why?
It's the only thing I have of my mom. I never take it off. Hearing this, the teacher squeezed me into a hug, and all the kids looked at me with such sad eyes.
Oh, I am so sorry, Anna. I didn't know. My heart aches for you. Sweetie, you can keep wearing that locket.
After that day, everyone seemed kind of extra nice to me in class. They'd offer me the best seat during lunch. Everyone wanted to sit with me and would even share their lunch with me.
Anna, try this. My mom made it especially for you. When I told her about your mom, she so wanted to cook this for you.
Okay, thanks a lot. Even in class, the teachers were extra sweet to me. One time, we were having a test, and I just coughed, and my teacher went all emotional on me saying that I didn't need to take the test.
Okay, that was awesome because I wasn't prepared.
With a smile, I left the class, but during lunchtime, Bella came over to me. She was like the meanest girl in our school.
Anna, don't you get sick of your sob story every time? It's, I don't have a mommy. Always taking sympathy from teachers and other kids. You're such a drama queen. No wonder your mommy ran away from you.
God, her words made my blood boil, but it also hurt me so much I felt I would start crying. But just then, someone spoke. It was Isaac, the scholarship student at her school.
Come on, Bella, you have your entire life to be a jerk. Why not take off today? Leave her alone.
Bella just rolled her eyes and checked her nails.
You know, Isaac, you and Anna, you're both pretty much alike. She uses her mommy story, and you use your oh I'm so poor story so people will have pity on you. So pathetic. That did it.
I never wanted anyone's sympathy or pity. Without even thinking twice, I grabbed Bella's hair, and then she did too. We both were fighting like crazy. Later, we were taken to the principal's office. I was expecting to get detention, but she only punished Bella, and that really pissed me off. Why didn't I get punishment? I also pulled her hair.
Anna, we know you're a good student. Bella has had many complaints against her. It's time she faces the consequences of her actions. I am going to expel her.
Whoa! I knew the principal was taking pity on me. I stormed out of the office, but was totally surprised to see how many kids gathered outside looking at me with gooey eyes. Is everything all right? Why are you guys looking at me so weirdly?
Weirdly? Anna, it's pure adoration. You saved us. You're like the first girl to show Bella her place. It was so cool.
The look on her face felt like a cherry on top of a cake. Okay, I sure wasn't expecting this. After that day, Isaac would follow me around everywhere. Not just Isaac, but so many other kids too. They treated me like some sort of leader, and I was in no way a leader. All the time I would be getting praises and compliments, and it was kind of getting on my nerves.
Oh, Anna, your skin. It's so beautiful.
Anna, can you teach me how you solve that math equation? I know you study smart instead of studying hard. I don't want to be like you.
Since I liked music, there was one time in art class, I was just humming a song when all of a sudden Isaac put me in the spotlight.
Oh my god, that was the sweetest voice I have ever heard. Come on, guys, let's hear it from Anna.
No, zip it, Isaac. But then everyone started chanting my name like I was some pop star. Even the teachers mustering all my courage. I sang, and everyone clapped so loud for me. Okay, that was weird because I was just a normal singer, nothing extraordinary, but everyone treated me as if I was something special. As if things couldn't get any weirder, my classmates chose me as the class president. The surprising thing was that I never participated. I didn't have any clue how to be a class president, but Isaac was there for me. Turned out he was a really nice guy and helped me every step of the way. Isaac and I became best friends. The guy was totally my support system, always there for me. When we were in high school, Isaac started working in a cafe as a barista, and I loved hanging out there. One time when I was at the cafe, Isaac made his signature coffee for me. But just then, I saw someone enter the cafe, and I dropped the cup. It was Mom. I could recognize her face in a million faces. She had 2 kids with her, and the moment Isaac saw her, he greeted her and called her Emily. I felt like my whole world was standing still. I came out of my stupor when I saw one of her kids run out of the shop, and that's when I bolted. Hey, stop, get back in here. No. The kid just stuck out his tongue at me and was about to run onto the road, but thank God I lunged forward. I grabbed his shirt and pulled him back, and right then a truck passed by. That was close, really close. Right then Mom came out and thanked me.
Oh my God, thank you so much. You saved my baby. You're an angel.
No problem. I just turned to leave, but Mom grabbed my shoulder. I thought she'd recognize me, but it was something else.
So you work here? You seem like someone who can handle kids. Can you babysit my boys? I'll give you a letter of recommendation once you're done. I'll pay you well too.
Oh my God, how could I say no to that? I instantly agreed. I started working at Mom's place, and it had been 3 days, and I totally loved it. She lived in a big mansion, but that was nothing compared to where Dad and I lived. I was pretty amazed to see Mom's life. She loved makeup and posted her videos on Instagram, and her husband seemed like a nice guy who really loved her. Every night before leaving, I would see Mom tucking the twins into bed. She would snuggle them and shower them with kisses. It was adorable, but it always made me feel a tad bit jealous. In a few weeks, the twins and I started to get along just fine, and Mom was so happy, telling me how they never liked babysitters, but had started to love me. Why wouldn't they? I was their big sister. There was one time Mom had to go out, and when she returned, I was totally drained, and she felt bad for me.
Oh, honey, I am so sorry I got late today. I'll pay you extra today. And what have the twins done to your hair? Come on, I'll give you a makeover. Have you looking like a supermodel.
Makeover? Wow, I would love that. Mom then put on some light makeup and did my hair just like she did hers. But once she was done, she looked at me so shocked I wondered why. And looking at my reflection in the mirror, I knew the answer. I looked just like her. I wish you would notice how much we were alike. Notice me?
Wow, you are a very pretty girl.
Just like you. I mean, of course, you did my makeup and hairstyle like yours. so that's why I look so pretty.
Perhaps. But girl, you are a natural beauty.
After that day, I felt like Mom's eyes were constantly on me. Every time I'd be doing something with the twins, I would catch her staring at me, and then she'd look away. I knew something was on her mind, but she never said anything. There was one time when Mom was making peanut butter and jelly sandwiches for the twins and offered me one too. PB&J makes me puke. No way!
Really? Same. I hate them too. I didn't realize we're so much alike.
Yeah, perhaps. Mom looked at me for a few seconds and then blurted,
Anna, what's your father's name?
My heart started to beat so fast. Finally, she had realized who I was. But just as I opened my mouth, Mom's husband stepped in and kissed her, and I decided to talk to her later. But later that night, I heard noises from Mom's room. I was so worried and went upstairs, but what I heard broke my heart. Mom and her husband were arguing about Mom's first daughter.
You're telling me this now after all these years? You deceived me.
I was so young when I had her. But now things are different. I know I made a mistake.
Yes, a mistake. Mistakes are meant to be forgotten. Just forget her and focus on the now. Your family, your husband, and your boys.
That moment, I realized what I was doing. Mom was happy. She had the perfect life, the perfect family, the perfect husband, and I was ruining it all for my own selfish reasons. I just ran out of the house, and thank God Isaac was waiting for me outside. I instantly hugged him and told him everything. I just want to leave her alone. I can't do this. I can't shatter her perfect life.
But she's your mom too. It's your right to confront her.
Forget about it. Let's go home. That day when I went home, I gave Dad a tight hug. He truly was my world. I decided to get out of Mom's life and let her be, so I started to avoid her calls. She texted me and wanted me to come to her house, but I refused and messaged her saying I had a new job. But a week later, something strange happened. I was in my room when I heard Mom's voice. She was calling my name, and I came running down the stairs and was so shocked to see her. Dad and I both stood stunned, and then Mom came running and swept me into her arms.
Oh my God, I knew it. It's really you, my daughter, my Anna. That day I wanted to talk to you, but you left. Anna, I am so sorry. I'm so sorry for my mistakes. Why did you leave without talking to me?
Because I am a mistake. Mistakes are meant to be forgotten.
Oh, darling, please forgive me. I was a fool for thinking so. You are my strength. You are the person who made me a mother. It was foolish of me to abandon you, but I promise, even if I had to fight against the world, I'll never leave your side. I love you so much.
I love you too, Mom. I love you so much.
Hi, I'm Tina from Poland. Please like and subscribe. I was born into a super rich home. My dad owned the largest store in the country. And my two brothers were billionaires as well. My long brown hair and my blue eyes caught the attention of everyone whenever I went out with my dad.
Wow, your daughter is so beautiful.
People would shower me with all sorts of gifts. I loved it a lot. I mean, who wouldn't? I would always want to go out with Dad. But he wouldn't let me, and he had his reasons. I was the only girl in the family. My mom left when I was a baby. When she left, Dad said I became really sick. I was taken to the best hospital in the country. They did all they could, but I didn't get any better. I spent a year in the hospital, and eventually I got better.
I'm so glad you're fine now, sweetheart.
Since then, my dad and brothers walked on eggshells around me, and they spoiled me silly. They bought me the most expensive gifts. My dad even got me the most expensive necklace in the world. I love them, but sometimes they do too much. The only person who treated me like a normal kid was Jerry, our next-door neighbor. Jerry and I were inseparable growing up, and we had the best time together. When people made fun of my long brown hair, Jerry always defended me. We would play silly pranks on my brothers, and laugh as the pranks played out. That all changed when Jerry's parents decided to move to another country. Jerry's mom got a sweet fashion deal in Paris, and they had to move. I was devastated. I wanted to sneak Jerry into my room so that we could start living together. But my brothers found out, Jerry left, and I was all alone. It took me a while to make friends in high school, even though I was the prettiest girl in school. I had gotten so used to Jerry that I couldn't just flow with any other person. One day I was on YouTube watching Luna videos. When I stumbled upon a channel, it was Jerry's. He'd gotten so big and handsome. He was a popular chef in Paris with over 10 million subscribers. I stayed up all night watching his videos. I wanted to drop a comment, but I didn't know what to type. I was scared that he wouldn't remember me anymore. Meanwhile, I'd gotten into a nationwide beauty pageant, and I was one of the favorites to win. That was all my dad talked about.
You need to win the pageant, sweetie. Whatever it takes.
I would always feel the pressure choking me when I went to school. Diane, the only person I was able to bond with at school, noticed and tried to take the pressure off.
Let's go to your favorite restaurant. I'm sure you'll feel better after.
We went to the restaurant and she got me my favorite meal. I smiled as the waiter placed the food on the table. And just as I munched on the delicious meal, the cutest guy walked in. Every lady in the restaurant stared and was in awe as he sat by the window. He looked at me and with a gorgeous smile he winked. My face turned red and my heart raced as he winked. I quickly looked away and focused on my meal. Just as we were about to leave the restaurant, I slipped and I was sure that I would fall. But the cute guy caught me.
You should watch where you're going. I should be the one falling, not you.
Why would you fall?
I would fall for you, of course.
I giggled in excitement as my face turned red. I looked at Diane, who was already dancing in the corner.
I'm Brian. How have I not seen such a beautiful creature like you around here before?
You didn't look closely enough. I'll see you around.
I grabbed Diane and we rushed out of the restaurant. Since then, I met Brian every time I went to the restaurant. He would come over to me and we would start talking. Turns out he was pretty funny and smart. I became so fond of him and we spent even more time together. Date one night, and when we returned, he walked me to the front door and planted a kiss on my lips. I was so excited because I had wished that Brian would be my first kiss. I began to really like him. And it turns out I wasn't the only one. My brothers and even my dad loved him.
He is the son of the wealthiest man in the country. We need the connection, honey.
He helped me with my preparation for the beauty pageant. And with time, we became a power couple in school. Apparently, Joy, the biggest bully in school, was also a contestant in the beauty pageant and was obsessing over Brian.
I wonder what he sees in you.
Things he doesn't see in you, apparently.
She did everything in her power to stop me from dating him, but she failed miserably. Her face would turn red when she saw us together after her failed attempts. It was so hilarious. I got to school one day and I got the biggest shock of my life. Jerry, my runaway neighbor, was sitting right next to my seat in class.
Jerry, what are you doing here?
I ran to meet him and he met me halfway. He lifted me up and hugged me tight. Wow, he even looked way cuter than in the videos. Brian saw us and he quickly moved to hold my hand.
Who is he?
Oh, this is Jerry. We were close friends when we were much younger, but he's a huge star now.
Huge star? How come I've never heard of him?
Don't mind Tina here, I'm just a chef.
What are you doing here, though?
Oh, I moved back here. My mom wants to spend more time here, and I miss this place as well.
I was so excited that I hugged him again. Brian pulled me back and placed his arm on my shoulder.
It's good to see you, Jerry.
I waved at Jerry as I walked out of the class with Brian. The wonderful memories I shared with him growing up rushed back to me as he smiled at me. He came to my place after school and we spoke for a long time. He told me all about Paris, how he learned to cook, and how he became a teenage sensation overnight.
My mom helped me with everything, and that's why I love her so much.
I'm really happy for you, Jerry, and I'm glad you're back.
Just as Jerry was about to leave, Brian walked in.
Oh, Jerry's here.
I was on my way already. Let me leave you two alone. Good night.
Jerry sounded so cool and mature, and he was dressed well too. Brian and I spent time together, but all I could think about was Jerry. I started spending more and more time with Jerry, and I began to realize just how funny and smart he was. Whenever his brown eyes stared at me, my heart would melt, and I could feel the butterflies in my stomach dancing. I was falling for him, and honestly, I loved it. Brian, on the other hand, had been buying me nice gifts since Jerry came back. He even got me a very expensive car, which I really loved. One time I was walking with Diane, and all of a sudden I tripped, and as I was about to fall, Jerry, out of nowhere, caught me. He held me in his arms for a while, and I just stared into his gorgeous eyes. He reached out to kiss me, but Brian walked up to us that moment.
What's going on here?
I pushed Jerry aside and ran away. I was so confused I didn't know what to do. The day of the beauty pageant grew closer and I began to panic.
Don't be a baby. We've practiced and I've helped you a lot. I'm sure you'll be fine.
He sounded so much like a jerk, but he was right. We had practiced so much and I could feel the confidence building inside of me that all crumbled when Joy the witch accused me of stealing.
She would never do that.
Yes, she did, and I have the proof. She stole my expensive necklace and hid it in her locker. I saw her when she did it.
You're such a liar. Why would I steal your cheap necklace?
Why don't we find out if I'm a liar or not? Then, open your locker.
To my biggest surprise, the necklace was placed on one of the books in my locker.
How did it get there?
My jaw dropped as the principal picked up the necklace. Everyone looked at me weird, including Brian. My dad and brothers were certain that when I was called into the principal's office that I couldn't steal. They had bought even more expensive necklaces for me. So why would I steal one?
You are hereby disqualified from the beauty pageant, and you must serve detention for a week.
I ran out of the principal's office crying. I couldn't believe it. Everyone would think I'm a thief and they wouldn't believe me anymore. Jerry walked out of the shadows and he came over to me.
Hey, I heard what happened. Are you okay?
Leave me alone. Jerry, I know you think I'm a thief as well.
I could never think of you like that. And I know very well you are not a thief.
I'm glad you believe me because no one else in the school does, including Brian.
I don't know what to do. I started crying and that was when Jerry moved closer to me and hugged me tightly.
Just ignore them. We'll figure something out. Trust me.
My first day in detention sucked. People looked at me differently, including the teachers. Jerry then came and made everything easier. We spent time together in detention and we got even closer. He stayed with me all the way through, and he also walked me home just to make sure I was safe. The beauty pageant was days away, and the entire country was buzzing because of it. Joy was the clear candidate to win, but there were talks about McKeely winning as well. She was my favorite. She was so pretty and kind. She had the cutest blue eyes I have ever seen. Jerry made sure I continued with my practice, even though I didn't want to.
You can still be called back in for the pageant, so you need to be ready.
On my way back from detention one day, I felt really sick. My knees became weak and I was dizzy. I fell to the ground and was rushed to the hospital. When my dad got to the hospital, he demanded that I'd be transferred to the same hospital I was admitted to when I was much younger. I was in a coma for 2 weeks. Everyone was worried sick. Brian, who had disappeared since Joy accused me of stealing, came back and stayed by my side. Jerry was there too, and they both argued from time to time about who deserved me more.
How could you abandon her when she needed you the most? You don't deserve her.
And who are you to decide that? She's my girlfriend, and there is nothing you can do about that.
The doctors ran some tests, and they found out I had a rare kidney disease and I needed a kidney transplant. Dad couldn't be the donor because he had the same disease. My brothers were on a very important business trip, and they weren't even told that I was in the hospital. Diane gave excuses and Brian ran away again. Time was running out and I needed a donor quickly.
I'll be the donor.
Jerry stepped up and he donated one of his kidneys. The surgery was successful, and weeks later I was discharged from the hospital. I got back home and continued the preparation for the beauty pageant with Jerry. Some days before the pageant, the school found out that Joy planted the necklace in my locker just to get me kicked out of the pageant. She confessed after she was caught trying to pull the same trick on Michaela. She was suspended and I was called back in for the pageant, just like Jerry had predicted. I became so nervous when I got the news. Sweat poured out of me and I felt a tightness in my chest. Jerry noticed and held my hand gently.
You'll be fine, Tina. This is what you trained for, and I am so proud of you.
He smiled at me and I hugged him tightly.
What would I do without you?
The day came and I was well prepared for it. I wore my finest gown. Dad had just gotten it for me and it looked absolutely gorgeous. My brothers hired the best stylist in the country, and she did a wonderful job. They all sat in the front row and they applauded when I stepped on stage. I nailed the many questions I was asked and felt my confidence building as the show went on. After what seems like an eternity, it was time to decide the winner. We all held hands and hoped for the best. Michaela got second place with a standing ovation, and my name was announced as the winner of the pageant. I was so happy, tears rolled down my cheeks. But out of nowhere, Brian came on stage and held my hand. I yanked his hand off and walked down to where Jerry stood. Brian ran to meet me and he grabbed me violently. Jerry intervened and punched him right in the face.
Leave her alone! You don't deserve her!
Brian ran off crying like a baby while Jerry held my hand gently and smiled at me. My heart melted and my face turned red.
You look really beautiful.
Just kiss me already.
He leaned in and gave me the warmest kiss ever. I held on to him as everyone cheered us on. It was the best night ever.
Hi friends, my name is Lara and I live in Portugal. Please like and subscribe. I was raised by a single mom who loved me to bits. When I was very young, Mom had to work really hard to put food on the table. She worked as a cashier, a housekeeper, and even a delivery driver. Even though her jobs were stressful, she used her free time to study and train. Before anyone knew it, she became a firefighter, and everyone was totally blown away. I was so proud of her. But growing up, I'd see other kids with big families. Dads, sisters, aunts, uncles, grandparents, and cousins. I'd feel sad and kind of jealous. I kept asking my mom about it nonstop. But whenever I asked her, Mom would say,
I used to have a sister, but then she went on a trip to Mars and I hope she stays there forever.
Well, I believed her for a while until I understood she was just kidding. But still, I wished for a family. But Mom made sure we were both enough. She'd skateboard with me while we were out getting groceries. She'd have tea parties with me and would even let me give her a makeover because Mom was a total goofball. I was too. I'd cosplay as a ninja, run around the cafeteria, danced in the assembly and whatnot. One time I was at school and the class was just not ending, so I pulled a saxophone out of my backpack and just blew it as hard as I could.
Who did this?
Teacher, we have no idea. I knew no one would answer. Everyone was probably just as bored as I was. But I couldn't control my giggles, and she knew it was me and instantly gave me a detention. It wasn't my first time, but seeing Bruno, the hottest and most arrogant boy of the school there, made it totally worthwhile. Hey Bruno, what brings you to my kingdom? The guy just gave me a look and rolled his eyes. Such a diva. Come on, tell me what happened. Okay, fine. Let me guess. You started a food fight. No, I've never seen you in the cafeteria. Okay, you pranked some teacher. No, you're just too much into your studies. So you hit someone? No, that can't be it. That's because you're just way too sophisticated to touch someone else.
Oh my god, can you stop mouth farting for just 1 second? I don't want to have to wear my mask on my ears.
Oh, so that's exactly why I'm gonna keep doing it. What brings you to my kingdom? Come on, spill the tea. Okay, fine, let me guess.
Fine, I'll tell you, but just keep it to yourself. I'm here because...
What?
I'm here because...
I can't hear you.
I'm here because I got an F and lost it. Tore the paper in the teacher's face. And I was just so angry and nothing made it.
Bruno seemed to be having a panic attack, and I did the only thing that I thought would help. I hugged him and rubbed his back. Hey, breathe, dude. Just breathe slowly. I've been in worse situations, okay? I'm just saying that to make you feel better. But still, detention is like a second home to me. It worked, and he chuckled.
You are one crazy chick.
I've been told that before. The next day at lunch, I was sitting with my friends and Bruno came, and everyone looked at him like he was some alien, but not me. Sure, you can sit here. Wait, Sonny, can you give up your seat for this kid? Come on, friend.
Friend? Thanks. I like that.
After that day, Bruno and my friendship only grew, and we became best friends. Everyone thought he was a snob, but Bruno was just the quiet type. He was one in a million. By the time I was in 8th grade, I started thinking his smile was really cute. Wait, did I have a crush on Bruno? No way. It's probably just that best friend of the opposite gender feeling. But when we returned to school after summer vacation, I wanted to start off the new year with something special. So I gave Bruno a chocolate bar.
Geez, thanks.
And after just one bite, his face turned red.
What the heck did you put in this?
Looks like I went a little overboard with the chili powder.
I'll get you for this!
Saying that, Bruno chased after me, but someone came in front of me. I skidded to the side and then crashed on the floor. And then I saw Bruno and a girl looking at me.
Are you okay? Please tell me that you're all right.
Lara, you almost gave me a heart attack. Tell me you're okay.
Yeah, I feel fine. Bruno and the girl helped me up. And then she told me that her name was Valerie, and she had just moved into the town. Amazingly, she was with Bruno and me in our class. Pretty soon, Valerie, Bruno, and I became a team. We did everything together. We'd study together and even go out together. All 3 of us even joined the cheerleading squad together. One time, all 3 of us went out for a movie, and while Bruno was in line getting us popcorn that was slower than a snail at a snail funeral, the only thing I focused on was how handsome Bruno was.
Why don't you tell him how you feel, huh?
What?
Come on, it's all over your face. Just tell him.
Right then I saw Bruno coming and Valerie started giggling.
Did I miss something?
No, Lara wants to tell you something. Something very important.
Yeah, I did. I just totally forgot to tell you what a cute little girl you look like in that pink t-shirt. Seriously, dude?
You bought it for me, so thanks, I guess. So that was it.
Come on, the movie's starting. Let's go. Gosh, I could never tell Bruno that I liked him. Like, in a different way. When we finally had our summer vacations, Bruno went to his grandma's in Florida, and I missed him a lot. But thank God I had Valerie now. She once invited me to her home, and I was literally shocked to see how big it was.
Whoa, Valerie, you're rich! Yeah, my mom actually won the lottery before I was born. Can you believe it? It's so crazy!
Wow, lucky you! Valerie's mom was so nice, and I was having an amazing time with them. A few days later, there was a carnival in our town, and we both met there in the evening. Mom was running late, so while Valerie's mom sat, we both went to the Ferris wheel ride. We were having so much fun, and then heard noises and looked down. I was shocked to see Mom arguing with Valerie's mom.
Don't tell me where to live and where not to. I can do whatever I want.
Oh yeah? Like steal more things? You stole from your own sister? I won that lottery and you stole the ticket and just vanished. And now you have the guts to show your face after all these years?
What the heck? Valerie's mom was my mom's sister. Before Valerie and I could say anything, both of our moms grabbed our hands and left. I didn't get to talk to Valerie for the rest of the summer vacation. But when we went back to school, I really wanted to sort things out. After all, she was my cousin. But the moment I said hi to her, she blew me off.
Stay away from me! I don't ever want to talk to you. Your mom called my mom a thief!
Okay, that really pissed me off. Don't be a jerk. The big house you were flaunting that day, it's all thanks to my mom. The fact remains the same. Your mom is a thief. Hearing this, she pushed me hard and I landed in the dustbin.
Stay there or I swear I'll ruin you! You know what? I'll tell Bruno you have a crush on him. No! On second thought, I'll make sure that he hates you. Watch me destroy you!
What did she think I was? A coward! I jumped and grabbed her hair, and before we knew it, we were both in a catfight. We were later taken to the principal's office, and both of our moms were called, and it turned into a battleground. I had never seen this side of my mom, and it just made me realize her sister hurt her bad. After that day, things got tough. Valerie would always pick on me, and I would always retaliate. It seemed she was a totally different person. One time we were in art class, and I was minding my own business when Valerie came and started telling me how bad my painting was. Like I ever needed her approval. I was so done with her, so I pushed her just a little. But the girl landed on her painting, knocking out all of the paints from the table, in a really dramatic way. And then she literally started screaming like a banshee.
Ouch! My foot! Lara, why would you do that? I told you I'm sorry for everything. And still...
OMG, what a liar! The teacher and all the kids in the class gathered around us, and Valerie kept on with her fake crying. Shut up, Valerie, or else I'll...
Stop it, you two! Lara, what has gotten into you?
I couldn't believe Bruno was on her side. I told him she was faking it. But Valerie cried harder, and Bruno looked so concerned about her, ignoring me. He picked up Valerie, took her out of the class while I was sent to the principal's office, and I got detention. When it was time to go home, Bruno came to see me and kept telling me how I had hurt Valerie. I wished he wasn't that blind. For God's sake, she's faking it! Bruno, you have to choose. It's either me or Valerie.
Lara, you're both my friends. I just can't choose.
Whoa! Oh, I see. Well, fine. I couldn't believe this. I pushed him out of the way and ran home. That was the worst day of my life. Bruno tried to talk to me at school. He called me and texted me so many times. He even visited me at home. But I didn't want to see him because I was just so angry. I even stopped talking to my friends and would eat lunch in the classroom alone. I just couldn't see Valerie and Bruno sitting together, and the way she gave me those wicked smirks. I hated her so much, but I channeled all of my attention into my studies, and sometimes even the teachers would ask me to crack a joke or something, saying they missed the goofy old Lara. But that Lara, well, she was gone. After 9th grade, I switched schools and cut off all ties with my friends. From there, I wanted to start new, and I was going to do well in my new school. I got into competitive cheerleading, and one time in high school, we had a competition. And after the first routine, I spotted Bruno backstage. The moment our eyes met, I tripped and scraped my knee. At once, Bruno came running to me and helped me out. And then he brought out a bandage to put it on the little scrape. He still cared for me like he used to. He had just gotten even more handsome.
It's good. Now you'll survive the next round, so, how have you been?
Without even answering, I got up to leave, but he held my hand.
Aw, Lara, I've missed you so much. I am so sorry. I tried contacting you, but you shut me out. I had been meaning to tell you how I felt. Then everything got crazy. But just hear me out, please.
Gosh, I had missed him too, like crazy in these 2 years. But when I was about to say something, I heard an ugly voice.
Come on, Bruno, it's our routine. Oh, a blast from the past. I see you're still a clumsy little thing.
Oh, I see that you're still a little witch. I was determined to win the competition because I knew what it meant to Valerie. So I put my all into these routines. When Valerie's team performed, their performance was all glitz and glamour, with fireworks at the end. So extra. When we were all called onto the stage for the results, it turned out Valerie and my team had a tie, and we had to share the trophy.
Heck, no way, this trophy is mine.
Not on my watch. Just then, I let go of the trophy, and Valerie went crashing backwards. She totally deserved it. All of a sudden, there was smoke, and someone screamed fire. It turned out the stupid fireworks Valerie and her team did at the end of the routine caused a fire. It was panic and chaos all over. The entire hall had been emptied, but while running to the exit, I realized Valerie was still there where she had fallen. I just couldn't leave her. Valerie, where are you?
Lara, I'm here. I'm stuck.
Just when I moved forward to look for her, someone grabbed me and dragged me out of the hall. It was Bruno. Oh my God, Valerie's still in there. Someone's got to help her. Bruno, we've got to go back in there.
Oh no, Valerie, someone please get my baby out of there? Please.
The fire was blazing and I felt my heart sink. But then Mom came to my aunt.
Don't worry, I'll get her. Don't you dare lose hope. Everyone stay back.
Mom went inside, and each minute felt like 1,000 years. I was so worried. Seeing my aunt cry, I went and sat by her side, and she instantly hugged me.
I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry for everything. I hurt your mom because of what I did. Your and Valerie's friendship suffered. I'm so sorry for everything. I just hope my Valerie will be all right.
At that moment, I regretted each and every mean word I'd ever said to Valerie. All the drama, all the fights, none of that mattered right now. The only thing that mattered was family. And just then, I saw Mom coming out of the hall. She was carrying Valerie in her arms. Thank God they were both safe! All of a sudden, there were cheers and happy tears, and we all hugged. Me, Mom, Valerie, and my aunt. We all hugged like there was no tomorrow. After we were given first aid, Bruno and I sat on a bench and watched as Mom and my aunt patched things up. They were all in tears after my aunt thanked and apologized so much. It seemed Mom was willing to give her another chance.
You gotta admit, you have one really dramatic family.
Says the boy who blew his own fuse getting an F. Yep, I still remember that. By the way, what were you saying earlier? Something you wanted to tell me?
Oh, that was nothing. I mean, it was something like,
Oh my gosh, Lara. Bruno likes you a lot. And Lara likes you too. Sorry, guys. I had to. You guys would have taken forever.
I just shook my head and laughed and then looked into Bruno's eyes. We kissed for the first time and it was perfect.